Hola Familia, and welcome to July's Whispers of the Butterflies. My name is Comadre Cristal. I am so grateful to be here today with all of you to talk about July, to give you the whispers and the chisme. So, before we begin, let's get grounded, let's settle in, open your hearts, open your mind. We'll do my favorite method of breathing, three, three, and three, where you inhale for 3 seconds, you hold for 3 seconds, and you release for 3 seconds. We'll do that 3 times. I'll walk you through it, and then we'll begin. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and take a deep breath in, hold, and release. Let it all out. Another big breath all the way in, hold, and release. Let it all out. Last one, make it count the biggest breath you've taken all the way in. Hold on top. And release. Drop your shoulders, come into your body. Be in this moment with me. Whew. Familia, welcome to July. I know that I'm very late with this video. Um, it's been, and I think that that's exactly the energy that July's really been pushing. It's this feeling of there's just so much happening. We are halfway through the year, calendar year. Depends on which year you want to celebrate. A lot of people celebrate the new year in spring, a lot of people celebrate the new year in um, autumn. It's up to you. But calendar year, we'll go with January. We are halfway through the year. We are now in July. And so a lot of the times, July does a lot of that reflection of like, okay, where have we been? Where are you at? And before you start being hard on yourself of like, well, oh my God, we're like, what have I done halfway of this year? Hey, you're here. You're still doing what you got to do. Give yourself grace. And July's really been pushing a lot of that. So yeah, it's been July's been already a trip for me, and I'm recording this July 9th. So as you know, that's how it's been for me. So I pray July has been a lot nicer and gentle on all of you, familia. And if it hasn't been so far, that's okay. Because guess what? We're all in this together. So, so let's begin. Let's dive in. Let's start with first the goddess whispering this month. This time, when I pulled out the cards, we got two goddesses that came together and wanted to share their story. Hold on, let me cover up her breasts because I don't want to get flagged on YouTube for this. So if we first have the goddess from the Shinto goddess of from Japan, O Ozume. And she is the goddess of dawn, joy, mirth, and performing arts. So this is a lot of what she brings into the table. So she comes into our month along with Mary Magdalene. And Mary Magdalene is the embodiment of the divine feminine. So she's an advanced mystic, high priestess, and the spiritual equal of Jesus. So these two goddesses together, they bring such a beautiful message for July. And especially because what their biggest message is, your emotions are not your enemy. Emotions are not a bad thing. To feel, to get through those things, it's not your enemy. Emotions are information. Emotions are guidance. Emotions are invitations. And a lot of the times I know that especially the low vibrational emotions, there's a lot of in the spiritual world or even outside the spiritual world, there's a lot of this push for toxic positivity. There's this push of always like just make the best of it, just do what you can, do what you need to do. And the problem is that sometimes it's it's not really like we don't need to. Like sometimes feeling is all we need to do. You feel, then you deal. You have to feel the emotions. You have to see what this comes up and then see what this emotion is trying to share with you. And that's exactly what Ozume and Mary Magdalene are really talking about. Look at your emotions and see what's coming up for you. Because Ozume, what she reminds you is, she reminds you of the power of joy. She reminds you that it joyful, bring more joy into your life. She reminds you of the power of expression and light. Even in the darkest moments, even when life is so hard, Ozume is there to remind you and to teach you that laughter, movement, and authenticity can break through all of that and bring you back to where you need to be. And Mary Magdalene, what she does is she brings in the deep compassion, the sacred truth, the emotional wisdom. And she reminds you that your sensitivity is not a weakness. It's actually your strength. It's your intuition. That sensitivity of yours is what connects you to the divine. And so both combined together really are asking you to honor what you're feeling instead of running from what you're feeling. Because that's what happens a lot in our society, in what we're going through. There's just a lot of go, 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 go. Everything that comes up, we either need to fix it, we either need to figure it out, or we need to suppress it, or we need to avoid it. And no, what Ozume and what Mary Magdalene are saying here is like, hey, you don't need to fix anything. You don't need to suppress anything. You don't need to avoid anything. Just feel. Feel what has to happen. One of my favorite slogans that I love using, or mantras, or affirmations, whatever you want to call it, is feel, then deal. When something comes up in your life, when something triggers you, especially triggers those low vibrational emotions, feel that emotion, feel that anger, feel that sadness, feel that disappointment, feel that feeling of failure. Then deal with whatever needs to happen afterwards. And that's exactly what it is about the disappointment, because when these emotions come up, what you are meant to do is to listen. Listen to what's happening. Listen to what's happening to your body. Listen to what's happening in your surroundings. Listen to what is happening around you, in you, around you, outside of you. Because when disappointment, frustration, or grief, or even the feeling of failure shows up, because it's going to show up in July, not just July, it shows up a lot in life, but we're really going to focus in July right now. And when that shows up, remember, failure is not that you did something wrong. Failure is not that there's something wrong with you. Failure is information. Failure is experience. And a lot of the times, familia, failure is that redirection. You need to fail in order to be redirected. And sometimes failure is protection. You need to fail for that protection. Things don't just fail just to fail. But we get so caught up with these feelings of it needs to be right. I need to have it figured out. I need to have it all done and right. And like I said, Ozume and Mary Magdalene this month are like, no. Their whispers are like, we're not doing this. What they want is for you to be the alchemist. They want you to alchemize these emotions and turn them into something. So when you want to turn your setback, turn that into wisdom. Your heartbreak, turn it into compassion. That disappointment, turn it into motivation. Whatever happens, alchemize that into what you need, because July really is going to bring up opportunities for this. And these two goddesses are there with you. And again, so as always, if you want to work with them, if you're interested, I, burn a candle, do your little research. But these two goddesses are coming to you this month and saying, hey, we got you. Whatever's going to happen, we got you. So, my notes over here. So, July, the energy of July. It's all about nurturing what you want to grow. That's the energy that's really being felt because there's so much happening outside of us. And the main question you need to focus on is, what are you building? Because, like I said a little bit ago, we are 6 months in to this year. We got 6 months left. So, for you, familia, where do you want to be 6 months from now? What dreams need more attention? What goals need more nurturing? What habits need more consistency? What are you pouring your energy into that probably doesn't need your energy to be poured into? The energy of July really is all about focusing on what's yours to tend, water your garden, feed your dreams, and protect your peace. Because there's so much going on outside of us. And there's so much that will always continue to go on outside of us when things are bigger than you. And the energy of July really is reminding you, you need to nourish what's in front of you. You need to nourish what your goals are for yourself. Focus. Again, where do you want to be in the next 6 months? What are you building? With that said, moving on to the theme of the month. The theme of July is very interesting because it's all about moving from survival to creation, not to living, to creation. Not too long ago, I heard a beautiful quote from my cousins. Actually, it was at 4th of July. And my cousin said something beautifully. He said, Crystal, limitation creates creativity. Yes, yeah, that's what it was. It was limitations create creativity. And that's exactly what the theme of July really is about, is going from survival to creation. Because right now, a lot of people are feeling limited on what to do, limited on what they can do, financially, spiritually, emotionally, physically, like you name it, like everyone's tied up. Like there's this feeling of tightness that's been going around a lot. And and so the theme of moving from survival to creation, it really is about, we have not necessarily stop surviving, because I mean, we've all been surviving. Many of us, all of us, have survived childhood. We've survived relationships. We've survived jobs. We're surviving financial stress. We're surviving life. Like we're just trying to survive. And what the theme of July really is asking you is, what would happen if you stopped surviving and started creating? And really look out, creating what? Creating your life, creating your dreams. But here's the most important part about creating your life. It's about creating your life, familia. This is about creating the reality that you want to wake up to every day. This is about thinking about what values matter most to you. July is asking you to think about what relationships in your life deserve your energy. July is asking you to really think about what is the legacy you're building. July is really asking you to think about the second half of the year. And again, what is it that you want the second half of the year to look like? Because that's what July is really like. It's energetically, it's there, the theme, We got to start creating. We got to start creating. We cannot keep surviving. And the different it's so interesting because for me, one thing that I want to share about this is that survival is very different from thriving, which is very different from creation. Because thriving is when you have things and you're just like, yeah, I'm going to thrive and I'm going to do good, which is great because that's the opposite of survival. But creation is different because creation is what do you need to do to get to that point of thriving? So this isn't about you got to start thriving. July is really saying you got to start creating so you can start thriving. Because if you don't create, you're not going to thrive. And right now, all of the limitations that are being put on on you, all the limitations that are being put on you, not by your choice, by things that are happening bigger than you. This is why it's so important to really start creating and start getting creative with what you it's funny because what I'm hearing is what you can do with what you got. You got to get creative of working and creating the things of what you want to do based on the resources you have. And if you have limited resources, that's where the creation comes in, not the survival. I know we're all tired of surviving. I know that many of us continue to ask, when am I going to catch a break? When am I going to catch a break? When am I going to catch a break? And what Gus is saying, or in this case for this month, the goddess is whispering too. What they're saying is not about when am I going to get your break? It's, oh, what can I do with what I have to create my own break? Creation. This is not about continuously asking, when am I going to catch my break? When am I going to, when are things going to get easier? This is about saying, oh, let me use the resources I have to create something to make it easier, to create something to catch that break. This is about creation. And this month really is asking you, hey, we have 6 months left in this year. It's time to create. It's time to start thinking long term. Again, start thinking of those next 6 months and really moving in that direction. Because again, instead of focusing, familia, on what is falling apart around us, instead of focusing on the things that are crumbling, the things that are just the masks that have been exposed, instead of focusing on all of the destruction that's happening around us, either created either by you or by others, focus on what matters most. And that is what you are building for yourself, for your legacy, for your life, for your peace, for your serenity. And what does that look like? So focus. Instead of focusing on all the bigger things around us, instead of focusing on the economy, instead of focusing on gas prices, instead of focusing on grocery prices, instead of focusing on, the things that just keep triggering you or keep pushing you towards desires of more, instead of focusing on that, focus on what's in front of you, on what you need to do for yourself. Focus on your path. Focus on your lane. And that this theme of this month about moving from survival to creation is really asking you, hey, this is the month, this is the theme of this month. We have to. We got to start getting creative. So with that, let's talk about the affirmation of this month. I love this affirmation. United we stand, divided we fall. I call upon my team, spiritual and physical, to help keep me standing. You're not meant to do this alone. So anytime you feel overwhelmed or stuck or trapped or lost or unsure of what, anytime any of these emotions come up, repeat this affirmation. Pray it, meditate with it, write it down, journal on it, whatever it is. But really bring this into your subconscious, from your subconscious into your consciousness. Because familia, support is not weakness, connection is medicine, community is strength. And we need this. especially now. And July's really talking about like lean on your people, lean on your spirit team, lean on it because we're not supposed to do this alone. So, some gentle reminders for the month: stay focused on your lane, stay focused on your path, ask for help when you need it, let your emotions inform you, not control you. Remember that failure is feedback, not a final destination. Spend time nurturing your dreams. Protect your energy from unnecessary distractions. Trust the slow growth that happens under the surface. Lean on your community. Don't confuse survival with living. And remember to create whenever possible. These tips are here for you, familia. And this is what's going to help stay in alignment, stay in your lane, to stay on your path, to stay connected with your divine, with Gus, with either Ozume or Mary Magdalene or whatever it is that you need. But these tips will help for the rest of the month. So save them, write them down. If you're not subscribed to my newsletter, send a message. I will write these down for you, but this will help. I'm glad that I finally am recording this video. Thank you so much, all of you, for your patience. It's July has been already. It's been testing me so much. But we will survive this. So I want to close this out with a prayer. So again, for this part, you can always skip over, or you can just take a moment and breathe with me. But this is my prayer that I have for La Familia for the rest of the month. Gus, I pray that the familia leans on their spirit team, their community, their family, their friends, La Familia, for support. I pray that La Familia finds that strength to ask for help. And I pray that they're given courage to receive the help. I pray that La Familia holds together while they build their future, build the legacy, see what they're building. I pray that La Familia is able to move from survival to creation and that they can see the life that they want to build. Blessed be. Thank you, familia. Thank you always for being here. Thank you for allowing me to come on days later to send this message. I'm grateful for you. If you want to stay on a little bit longer for announcements, I will be making a few, not that many. But with all of that, I am sending you all so much fire and butterflies. And familia, as always, don't forget to love your now. Bye. Oh my goodness, announcements. Honestly, familia, like okay, Jul not just July, 2026 has been a trip of a year. And it's been very much my so far my year has been very aligned with the Comadre of the Year reading that I did earlier this year. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like all of this is tracking for me. And a lot of my people that I talk with, a lot of familia, a lot of friends and family, we're all it's yeah, we're all experiencing something similar. Not the same thing, but similar situations. But anyways, announcements. I okay. I have gone, I have been not gone. I have been pulled into another direction with my time and energy. It's also summer. So July, I mean, on top of that, July. So the kids are out and out of school, and I've been pulled into the Muggle world. Try to call it. I've been pulled into the Muggle world. Um, the flow of life has taken me back into the Muggle world. And so my time has been very limited from all the time I had for Lindsay to now very limited time for Lindsay because priority will always be my kiddos. So bear with me, familia, as I try to, not as I try, let me rephrase that. Bear with me, familia, as I am gathering myself and building a structure that I feel comfortable with for Love Your Not Comadre, the Muggle world, my kids, and myself. So it's a lot. It's a lot, but we're all growing, we're all doing. I do want to continue being consistent with my Whispers of the Butterflies, my newsletters, the moon workshops, and my blog. Oh, and my podcast. Yeah, yeah, but as I named all of that, I was like, well, maybe I should cut one of those off, but I don't. Like, all of them mean so much to me. Anyways, like I said, I'm just at this point, I'm just jabbering and giving you all kind of like a insider scoop of what's going on in my head and my life. But if speaking of podcast, if you haven't caught the latest podcast episode, the most recent one I sent out last week, I believe, bless AI and change my relationship with it. Um, it was a really good podcast episode that I just again decided to just come on and talk about my relationship with AI and the struggles I've been having, the good things and the bad, and the shadow side of things. So check out that podcast episode. I do plan to make another podcast episode soon. I know I haven't written a blog, but for those of you who want to be involved and want to know what's going on, don't forget to sign up for my newsletter. It's down in the description. You can sign up for you can sign up to join La Familia, and then that's how I stay up to date because I'm not on social media, and I really have enjoyed not being on social media. It is very nice. And I don't plan to go back anytime soon. So this is how I'm going to communicate. And I pray that it continues to work for me. But, anyways, okay, I'm done jabbering. I'm done. Thank you. Like again, all so much again for being here, being consistent, allowing me to flow, and I'm just grateful, utterly grateful for all of you who have continued to remain loyal and have continued to stay like just I love you, familia. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I cannot do any of this without you. So, thank you all. I'm done. I love you. Bye.